Good evening. Fascinating fallout continues today after Doug Ford's bombshell announcement that he was still going to downsize Toronto City Council, despite a judge's ruling that it was unconstitutional and a violation of charter rights. The Prime Minister weighed in on it today, oh so very carefully.
So anytime a government chooses to invoke the notwithstanding clause to override the Charter's protections, it has to be done deliberately, carefully, and with the utmost forethought and reflection.
Now, let me stop it right there and remind you that Doug Ford announced he was invoking the notwithstanding clause exactly 6 hours after the judge made his scathing ruling. Trudeau's government yesterday said it was disappointed with Ford's decision, and today, well, the Prime Minister isn't saying much more than that.
As I said, I'm not going to weigh in on how the Toronto City Council should be composed. I will trust that Ontarians will reflect on whether or not the provincial government made the right decision on overriding the Charter of Rights and Freedoms on this issue.
Could Trudeau stop Ford from invoking the notwithstanding clause? Well, the feds have a nuclear button of their own, which enables them to disallow a province from invoking it. But according to a constitutional expert, it doesn't apply in this case.
After the 1890s, the governments basically agreed it would only be used when the provinces were infringing on federal jurisdiction. In this case, the provinces clearly have jurisdiction over municipal institutions.
Now, former Prime Minister Brian Mulroney also weighed in on the invoking of the notwithstanding controversy. He's spoken out against the notwithstanding clause for decades, and once he called it a major fatal flaw. Now, remember, his own daughter, Caroline Mulroney, is the province's Attorney General, and she was noticeably absent from Doug Ford's announcement yesterday.
I won't comment on what's going on currently, but I was never and I'm staying completely away from that for all kinds of reasons.
I'm sure.
But I was never a big fan of the notwithstanding clause. To me, the backbone and the enormous strength of Canada is the independence and the magnificence of our judiciary.
So what's next? Well, the legislature is being called back to sit tomorrow. It will start debate on Bill 5, which is the bill that allows the province to downsize Toronto City Council. This time, though, it will add the notwithstanding clause. There's no saying exactly how long it will take to pass the 3 readings. That depends on how much fight the NDP puts into the battle. Now, the legislature wasn't supposed to resume sitting until September 24th. I'm told, though, that now it will continue on. It's not going to break again. So essentially tomorrow technically is the resumption of the fall session.